say Ba, I say Na, I say Nomo, I say Ama, I say Yuguru, I say Yuguru, I say Kuntu, I say Dignitarius stages, I say Sunensi, I say Sunubit, I say Atan, I say Medra Atan, I say Metatron, I say Melchizedek, I say Sutek, I say Raziel, I say Kaziel, I say Bubiel, I say Lachiel, I say Heniel, I say Michael, I say Iniel, I say Allah, I say Allah, I say Layla, I say Imama, I say Huzima, I say Muzimu, I say Kamara, I say Shingu, I say Kamara, I say Mamu, I say Marambu, I say Rarimki, I say Muzimu, I say Bodo, I say Da, I say Seldo, I say Fa, I say Yi, I say Maranisa, I say Si, I say Mawa, I say Leba, I say Kanapan, I say Makra, I say Maya, I say Santaman, I say Marambo, I say Santaman, I say Kanapan, I say Sasabam, I say Mikiel, I say Mikiel, I say Yeshua, I say Ishu, I say Bridget, I say Marduk, I say Tayamat, I say Maya, I say Mut, I say Mephibosheth, I say Nanu, I say Elijah, I say Tahuti, I say Anpu, I say Mim, I say Patah, I say Amin-Ra, I say Ra, I say Abra, I say Abrahadabra, I say to all ancestors, to all gods known and unknown, I say. So the Hemmitt family, the Shaw family, the Davis family, all my family members, count to 3, 1, 2, 3, start calling out your family members as passed on. 1, 2, 3. I say, 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 I say. To all gods known and unknown, I say. To all ancestors known and unknown, I say. Okay, we got the Ashe right here for that. You see what I'm saying? I had some Manischewitz. I should have brought some of that. Straight up. And all that. It's interesting because we went on the Indian reservation and the spirit came and said that his name was Henry. He said, you've seen me sometime in your dream, but this is a guy, an entity of another realm. And he said, I want you to go home and I want you to build this room to me. And build a spiritual room. So we built this room. We just put some posters up and all kind of spiritual things. He said, I want my altar. I want it real simple. He told us what to put on it. He said, put some sweet cakes on it. So it was interesting because we had some organic fig Newtons, and anything organic don't necessarily taste that good when you're used to all that sugar. So anyway, we had the fig Newtons there that day, and we didn't eat them. We went out and rode around some. We came back, half the pack was gone. And actually, this entity actually came in and ate the actual fig Newtons. An entity that died in like 1880 something, and he was over Haile Selassie, but he said that Haile Selassie was supposed to do a lot more things spiritual than to get into bed with the West. But he was over him and he different things like that. But he also gave Haile Selassie a ring, and Haile Selassie later on gave that ring to Bob Marley. But one night we was laying in the bed and he would come in contact me through my sister. And said, turn off the air conditioning, it's cold up in here. It's interesting. So I'm saying this particular stuff is actually real. The libation, like I said, for the people that's hearing me for the first time and don't understand this, the libation is not necessary for you to worship multiple deities. The libation in the multiple deities is entities or energies that flow through you. So you enhance your own energy by pouring the actual libation. Is enhancing your own energy. You understand what I'm saying? Your own energy. And you should try it sometime when you're driving, and and driving and all, and don't want nobody messing with you. The road man, as we call it down here, messing with you. You should pour your libation and all, and I think Sister Security know about that and all. She pulled them but drove on that without that insurance for a long time. She said the man even stopped and she gave him a 2- or 3-year-old paper and the man let her go. So that's the spiritual part. Also, you can get you some, they like gin, and you can spit that, you take it and put it in your mouth and spit it on your car also. And then also, you don't have to worry about anybody messing with you and all. See, these are things that we can actually do. So at this particular time, let's get with the actual lecture at hand. We don't have that much time to waste. So, let's see what we got here. Let's start this thing off. First of all, like said, go recap some things previously in the news, because the whole thing with the Princess Diana. You say, well, what the hell has that got to do with us? Well, first of all, if you understand the English patriarchy or the English governing Church of England, Queen of England, and all them crackers, is actually the royal family over the United States. So we're talking about the same totalitarian, tyrannical government system or New World Order system. When that particular one got taken out, even though it's a family spec, she didn't supposed to marry no nigger, basically. And she got taken out. That's still representing this particular grip over the world be breaking down. Now, like Muhammad said, you will know the end when self accuses self. So you also see the American royalty, which used to be the White House. Now all of a sudden they're now hoes and they call each other and they're trying to convict President Clinton and all this type of stuff. So you'll know when the powers start fighting on the inside what's happening. The spiritual part about it is Diana is a form of Aset, or Isis, the name. And we're not talking about Diana the person. She has nothing to do with this. But certain names carry certain images. So Diana is a form of the goddess Isis, or Aset, a Greek form of that goddess Aset. And also she died in Paris, which is called what? City of Isis. You see? City of Isis. So it's very key. So what are these? These are actual symbols and actual signs of what we're dealing with at this particular time on how this particular force is breaking down all around him. You see. It's also recorded in the book Brother Philip. Brother Philip is George Hunt Williamson that wrote Other Tongue, Other Flesh. He also wrote a book called Brother Philip. And in that particular book he said that this entity will be shaking in its boots, the world power, but it'll keep on building buildings and stuff and making you think that its rule is forever. You understand what I'm saying? That's called a cataclysm of impossibility. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the same thing. So therefore, they're shaking in their actual boots on what's going on here. So that's a great day. Because, first of all, Diana was married. Her marriage was a week, or the same week, or 2 weeks after, or during the same time that Bob Marley died. It was during the same year that Anwar Sadat died. They assassinated him. Mount St. Helens erupted in 1981. Reagan got killed, so they put in the clone. You see what I'm saying? Reagan got killed, and a lot of things happened at that particular time with this particular so-called royal wedding. You see what I'm saying? So this is all based on a cycle on how things break down. So it's very key to understand that. Not necessarily the person, but actual signs. Actual signs on things that actually happen. Now also, we're doing a little hard copy right now. We know, based on the particular guy in the jail that got juked up behind, the Haitian guy. Now, first of all, we got to understand this. Number one, let's not be fooled by this mess. If somebody go and sodomize you in jail, ain't no way in hell they're going to let you out to chastise them. You understand what I'm saying? Or prosecute them, or bring some type of suit against them. It don't happen that way. That means it's so easy to kill a nigga in jail in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? That's a greater law than you going and trying to get a doggone car. You see, that's easy to do. Being a police. People die in jail all the time and be homeless up in the cell and all kind of crazy stuff. So therefore, for the mere fact that happened, it means for them to let him out, that means they're trying to set up a particular thing. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't get this, they just didn't juke no groom of nobody behind him and let him live. To come out and raise hell. It don't go that way. We're not living in that type of society where things are just justly done and justice is served on the New York police, LA police, or whatever the thing is. So we don't know what the actual part is, but we do know what's brewing behind that. Some people might have some information on it. But we do know that it was a sign of the actual, some type of plan. Because we notice most all Southern police force is started by the Ku Klux Klan, and it's an entity of the Ku Klux Klan. So if any police officer was up in here, you should go and quit, because you belong to the same entity as the Ku Klux Klan. Because if you understand the bylaws and understand the history of any type of civil department in the early South, you'll understand that it was every civil department or any type of civic department has its origin in some type of Masonic group. The advanced Masonic group of the South was the Ku Klux Klan, which was an advanced Masonic group. Now, I think a couple of months ago we showed that the Aleister Crowley, the OTO, where they showed the actual England order, or the English order of the Rosicrucians, the York Rite, the Scottish Rite, where they actually showed the actual robes that they used for initiation. It was the same Ku Klux Klan robe. Now, anytime you see that pointed hat, that's the form of a pyramidal energy on the head, you see, based on the crown chakra. So that's an advanced form that basically they will do the decoy by showing you, making you think that it's a bunch of tobacco-spitting crackers. And that's the decoy, and the Ku Klux Klan, the more tobacco-spitting crackers. But that's an advanced secret society, which started the whole Southern Baptist Convention, which started the early police departments, and all of that whole, any type of paramilitary or any type of system. So all the brothers will say they down and they don't even realize that historically and spiritually they're working for the Ku Klux Klan, all police officers. And it doesn't matter whether you're in if you're in New York City, it doesn't matter. It's still under the same balance, because we're talking about a Masonic order. You see what I'm saying? See, if you take it out of the southern region, we'll understand that it's one Masonic order of racist terror. So therefore, there's certain energy pockets. So you can't just say I'm conscious now and remain in something based on, well, that's all right, I can still be this and be conscious. There's certain energy banners that you go up under. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to see no doggone Jew being a part of no European Jew, being a part of no particular system of a Nazi that has his stuff based off of Nazism. You understand what I'm saying? That just won't happen. So therefore we must understand that there's certain energy frequencies, and when you go into those particular departments, you need to look at the actual origin of that particular department and where did it come from. And basically you're supposed to quit. And I got 2 or 3 children to feed. No, it don't matter about that. Quit anyway. Even if the child gotta go hungry, quit. Even if it gets so bad that the child dies, quit. See what I'm saying? That's what realm we are on at this particular time. So that can't be an excuse of, I got mouths to feed. That's a damn cop-out, and that's a particular thing that we always use to justify stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You see, to justify things. So sometimes we can't even use that particular thing. So dealing with some other things, we're dealing with this Prop 209. If you get to Aleister Crowley's book 777 and other Kabbalistic writings, in that particular book, the Prop 209 meant that which is the Proposition 209, it meant to reward. It also meant to end or to delete or to cut off in some type of way. It also meant that also. And so basically, we're talking about also something Masonic that's going on with this whole Proposition 209 type deal. You see, everything is everything at this particular time. So we're just dealing with a couple things that's going on. Like I said this in Atlanta. Go back and rent the movie Handmaid's Tale. Not because how many people saw the movie Handmaid's Tale? Handmaid's Tale. Go back and rent the movie Handmaid's Tale. In the movie, they have a group, and in the beginning of the movie, they show these black people being rounded up and taken off to concentration camps. In the movie Handmaid's Tale. Do you know, the movie was done in 1990. Do you know that the actual movie in Handmaid's Tale, when you first see the movie, I think the woman name is Sally, what's her name? Sally Richardson? That woman. Sally Richardson is not Sally Richardson, that's the black girl. Miranda Richardson. the one that played in the one that goes with that Liam Neeson guy now that played in Nell. Some Richards, I'm just trying to give him the name of the actress, but just remember Handmaid's Tale. Miranda Baby Richardson. Anyway, when you see the movie, what I'm trying to say is that they're rounding them up and putting black people in concentration camps at the beginning of the movie, even when the credits are going at the beginning of the movie. That is actual footage, we found out. So what happened was, it's not just like they got a group of people, a casting call, and they had a group of people to come out and get on the back of the actual, trucks, and they showed them shipping them, calling the sons of Canaan or whatever, and shipping them out. That was actual footage of somewhere in 1989 or 1990. They came in and literally put black people on the back of trucks and shipped them off to concentration camps and killed them. So when you see the movie and you see this, you'll see that it's actual footage. So we're now talking about living in a society that is so advanced. You see what I'm saying? Till we are not even capable of any kind of way of even comprehending what's going on. You see what I'm saying? It's so doggone advanced. But that's actual footage, so I wanted to deal with that at that particular time for you to that you need to deal with. Also, when Stalin killed almost 100 million people in Russia, early part of the 20th century, that was actually ethnic cleansing. Those were all black people. So anytime you see the news and they say that Stalin, how is the man, he's Russian now. This don't make no sense. He's Russian, and he comes to power and he kills almost 100 million of his own people. You see what I'm saying? That was how big the population was of black people that lived in that northern region. You see what I'm saying? They used to populate all of Europe, but had dwindled or had died out up into that particular part. In the 20th century, they had a strong black Russian element. About 100 million of them. That's how many it was. And so basically, when you hear about Stalin, Joseph Stalin killing these, and Adolf Hitler killing so many, that was ethnic cleansing, and that was 100 million black people that was in Russia that they actually did the ethnic cleansing on. Just like in Bosnia, the whole thing from 1991 to 1996 was ethnic cleansing. They had to kill off the last form of black people that lived in Bosnia called the Cathars or the Cathars. Get the book Holy Blood, Holy Grail. They've got a whole section on the Cathars or the Cathars in there. So that was ethnic cleansing. But the 100,000 people that Joseph Stalin killed off was a black Russian. So they will come and give you particular information saying they killed, Joseph Stalin killed 1 million Russians. How the hell, this just don't make no sense. These people have a world, they don't deal outside of a whole world Masonic order. So Joseph Stalin couldn't kill up 1 million white people and the Illuminati don't come in and kill his ass. It don't go that way. You know what I'm saying? Steve Coker told you there's 2 districts. You see? So when you hear these, when you see this stuff and they show Joseph Stalin killed 1 million people, that was 1 million black people that were still in Europe in the 20th century they had to get rid of. Just like millions of black people that was in Asia with the Vietnam War shit. You see how it goes? And 98% of most wars now are some form of ethnic cleansing. So ancient Persia is ancient Iraq. So they had to have the Iraqi war to kill off thousands and thousands of blue black people in ancient Persia and Arabia. And they will show what is called a decoy war, and you thinking it's some bull guy based on some oil and based on some other stuff. You see what I'm saying? Any war is a decoy or a front for something major when we get into this whole thing with Nazi Germany, which is affecting us today, which is one of the main key things which George Lucas in Star Wars is all up on. The Star Wars is every man, every woman is a star. And the Star Wars it happened between 1977 and 1997. And this is frightening when we go into this particular information. That's the main focus that we're here tonight to deal with. Because I haven't spoken almost hardly none for the last 2 months. But I had to deal with some information that has been coming since August, and tonight we're going to get the full impact of that particular thing. We got to treat this tonight because we got to document this particular thing. And what I'm trying to say here is there's something that happened in America And basically there's only a few of us left. Although there's millions of people, there's only a few of us actually living after from 1977. And this is what we're going to have to deal with tonight, because now we have the actual information, and we got to treat this and put it on tape. And it all has to do with the whole Star Wars thing. Even Brother Delbert Blair told you that the Star Wars thing, because real knowledge is multidimensional. And he told you that the Star Wars thing was something that also happened in space. But it also, with mythology, is multidimensional. And even in this book, George Lucas said when he went to do it, he went and got Robert Joseph Campbell's Hero of 1,000 Faces. And this is the basis of the Star Wars book, which is the mythology book, Joseph Campbell's Hero, the Hero with 1,000 Faces. You see what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, when Joseph Campbell did one of his PBS studies, and when he studied mythology, he went out to George Lucas' forum to discuss the whole Star Wars thing. So we got to get into that deep tonight. That's the main focus on this tragedy, and we'll try to treat this with some care. That's one of the main things. But let's get to a few other things at this particular time. Now remember, there's a prophecy that Marcus Garvey said on his deathbed in what, when did he die? Anybody know? 1941 or something like that? Or 1945? I know it was in the 40s. Did he die in the 40s, I think? Anyway, Marcus Garvey said on his deathbed a prophecy that I will return. And that was very spiritual. So we know that particular information. Just keep that in mind. And what it means, it might not necessarily mean that I will return in the physical, but we understand when the ancestors die, it's an all force. Now I explained to you, with the white boys talking about this big cloud with the Hale-Bopp thing. I want to preface this, because you got to understand the force. And they said that this thing was big as the earth. Well, what happened is, the white people were killing so many black people until the reincarnation cycle is now broken, because it's now run out. So what happened is, these souls are going midway point. They're going to a certain region in the hemisphere, and they're staying there waiting on us. So in each soul that dies, this cloud gets heavy, just like water evaporating. So when they looked up, they said it was a hierarchy or whatever, but this thing falling in Hale-Bopp and all. And basically that was those particular melanated souls that's waiting, you understand, as energy for us to fight with. But also, not only is it energy, the energy is inside of you. You see, when the ancestors or when the souls die, they also become a part of your spirit. Because what we're talking about here, we're talking about energy. That's all we are inside of the physical body. Right? So therefore, once the energy dissipates from the physical body, it can permeate, because this is only an illusion that we're seeing. So therefore, the same energy that used to be your brother or sister that died can also be a part of you. You see? That's called a force. That's what the whole George Lucas thing is about. The force is all around us. So when they saw this whole thing behind Hale-Bopp, there was a bunch of souls up there. And even on our Bell show, when they had that white boy from Courtney Brown from Emory University, and he said it was a hierarchy. It was like a cosmic